Euphoria is back in the headlines, and not for the reasons HBO would like. Multiple industry sources say tension between Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney has escalated behind the scenes of Euphoria Season 3, raising real questions about the press tour, joint interviews, and how HBO plans to promote one of its most valuable series. The heart of the issue, according to those familiar with the situation, is not filming. Principal photography for the new season has been planned and adjusted several times, but promotion. And in 2025, promotion is everything. Here's what we can report with confidence, what's been alleged online and what's still unverified, so you have a clear picture of the Euphoria Season 3 landscape without the noise. First, the core report. Several outlets and entertainment insiders say Zendaya is reluctant to do press, red carpets, or joint interviews with Sydney Sweeney as Euphoria ramps back up. HBO has not commented on those claims, but the chatter has persisted for months. The logic is straightforward. Both women are central to the show's appeal and ratings. They don't have to share scenes in order to sell the series, but the press tour and red carpet optics matter for a flagship HBO title. If two of the franchise's biggest stars don't appear together, that becomes the story. Why the freeze? There are two buckets of explanations, and they overlap. One is public controversy. The other is personal comfort. Sydney Sweeney has faced periodic backlash since 2022, when images from her mother's Make 60 Great Again birthday party ignited debate on social media. In one photo, a guest wore a Blue Lives Matter t-shirt. Several wore red caps referencing the theme. The event became a flashpoint, and Sweeney posted a response calling the criticism wild and insisting the party was an innocent celebration of a milestone birthday, not a political statement. That was followed by a string of polarizing moments. Quirky product talk like a bathwater soap stunt that internet sleuths still joke about. An American Eagle campaign that even drew a question about a presidential tweet in a subsequent interview. And ongoing speculation about her personal life and friendships inside Hollywood. Add rumors, again, unverified, that she's been linked romantically to powerful figures in the industry, and you have a steady drip of discourse. None of that disqualifies a star from promoting a series. It does create PR calculus for colleagues who guard their personal brands carefully. Now to the personal side, online forums, blind items, and scattered screenshots have pushed a separate narrative that Sweeney has at times amplified or liked social media posts about Tom Holland, Zendaya's fiancé, and giggled through a lighthearted interview answer about Spider-Man saving the day on Euphoria. Let's be clear. A joke about a crossover and a few likes on Twitter, now X, are not proof of intent, and they're certainly not evidence of misconduct. But in the fishbowl of celebrity, small signals take on outsized weight. People who worked on Season 2 say Holland visited set more than once to support Zendaya. Fans collected posts they claim Sweeney liked during that period. Okay, but Tom Holland is so damn fine, was one example they circulated. Whether that's truly significant is a matter of interpretation. What's undeniable is that social media content lives forever, and resurfaced likes now feed a broader narrative that Zendaya would rather keep her distance. That online narrative has been supercharged by years of blind items, the gossip, industry's anonymous tip format that describe an unnamed, one-name actress, Zendaya, an illiterate actress, internet shorthand often used for Sweeney, and a third actor, Timothée Chalamet, as having an on-again, off-again alliance against each other in the entertainment press. Blind items are not reporting. They're rumor fuel, but they shape audience expectations. In 2022 and 2024, those items suggested a long, simmering rivalry, tug-of-war over pay and screen time, and competing strategies around when to tease or promote Euphoria Season 3. Again, these are unconfirmed accounts. They do, however, track with the very public reality that the show's third season has been delayed, reframed, and debated for more than 2 years. So where does HBO's flagship teen drama actually stand? On the record, the network says Euphoria Season 3 is slated to film in January 2025. Zendaya has publicly addressed the timeline, emphasizing she has been available. I've been off for a couple years, not delayed because of my schedule. I've been open, just waiting. "I haven't been on set in almost 2 years." That was widely read as a pushback against a rolling narrative that she is the reason for the schedule slippage. Her film slate, Dune, Part 2, and Challengers, was shot in 2022, meaning her 2023 and 2024 calendars were not the blockers some assumed. On the other side of the table, sources connected to creator Sam Levinson have, at various times, suggested the holdup wasn't solely about scripts or set dynamics, hinting that creative differences and outside commitments played a role. The truth likely lives between those positions. What's undeniable is that the Sam Levinson discourse, intensified after The Idol, his HBO, collaboration with The Weeknd, arrived to fierce criticism and a damaging Rolling Stone expose about a toxic set and chaotic process. The Idol's press cycle dinged HBO and Levinson's reputation. That spilled back onto Euphoria. If the working relationship between Levinson and Zendaya cooled during that period, it would make creative alignment more challenging. Insiders now say that relationship has begun to mend and that a viable Season 3 outline exists. Let's talk promotional calculus, because that's where this becomes real for Euphoria and HBO. A show can weather production drama if the launch is airtight. Red carpets, late-night shows, magazine covers, cast roundtables, those drive discovery and retention on streaming. Zendaya isn't just the show's Emmy-winning lead. She's one of the most bankable names in entertainment. Sydney Sweeney, too, is a top-tier draw, with major projects across film and TV and robust brand partnerships. If those two choose to promote separately, the studio can navigate it, but every red carpet arrangement, photo call, and junket pairing becomes a boardroom negotiation. The internet has already noticed hints. Fans point to press day seating charts, who posts what on Instagram, and how often co-stars interact online. That's the climate into which HBO will roll out trailers, key art, and release dates. The digital conversation is going to happen. The question is whether the narrative stays on the work, Euphoria Season 3 cast, plot, music, cinematography, or gets swallowed by off-screen tension. There's also a pay and power component. Multiple trades reported in 2024 that Zendaya renegotiated her Euphoria deal into one of the most lucrative per-episode salaries for a TV actress. That aligns with her star power and the show's reliance on Rue's arc. It also raises the stakes for creative satisfaction. When a lead has producer and executive producer credits, as Zendaya does, the responsibility for set culture, schedule integrity, and creative coherence expands. If the Rolling Stone allegations about conditions on Levinson's sets remain a concern, Zendaya's dual role could be a lever for improvements when cameras roll again. On the Sydney Sweeney side, she has leaned into her own production slate and public profile. Interviews about controversial campaigns, questions about what she knew or didn't know about family party optics, and a preference for staying out of overt political commentary have all made headlines. In a recent sit-down, when asked whether prominent public figures defending her American Eagle campaign made her feel supported, she said she put the phone away and didn't think of it in those terms. When asked if she worries people might project political meaning onto content, she said no. That's her prerogative. It also highlights a stylistic divide. Zendaya's team manages messaging tightly. Sweeney's public image often thrives on spontaneity. Those are two very different media strategies. If they're going to share a press line, those differences have to harmonize. One more name to add to the production picture, Eric Dane, who plays Cal Jacobs. Reports circulating among fans suggest he will return in Season 3. There have also been viral clips unrelated to the show in which a man discusses living with ALS. Some viewers tried to connect that to Dane. For clarity, Dane has not publicly announced such a diagnosis, and fans should be cautious about grafting outside health speculation onto a show's cast. If and when there's health news about any actor, it should come from the actor or their representatives, not from misattributed videos. Where does all of this leave Euphoria as a business, an HBO tentpole, and a fandom? The path forward looks like this. Scripts locked, production in early 2025, a sober PR plan that centers the work, and a press strategy that avoids inflaming an already churning internet. If Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney ultimately choose to promote the series separately, expect carefully choreographed timelines. late-night slots, solo cover features, and staggered junkets. If they do appear together, it will be on terms that keep the conversation on Season 3's story, not on speculation. A few key takeaways for viewers who follow Euphoria news closely. Zendaya has publicly refuted the idea that her schedule delayed Euphoria Season 3 and says she has been available for 2 years. She also indicated HBO plans to start filming in January 2025. The relationship between Sam Levinson and Zendaya reportedly cooled after the Idol's backlash, but has been described by insiders as improving, with a viable Season 3 direction in place. Sydney Sweeney continues to carry significant cultural momentum and headlines, some of them controversial. Online claims about her liking posts about Tom Holland and joking about a Spider-Man cameo exist, but their context, not confirmation of anything beyond internet behavior. Blind items hinting at long-standing tension between the two actresses are unverified. They are part of the rumor ecosystem, not the record. HBO will need a disciplined, drama-proof rollout to ensure Euphoria Season 3 headlines are about the show, cast, music, cinematography, and where the characters go next. That means the studio's press plan must be airtight. There's a broader cultural conversation here about what fans expect from Hollywood in 2025. More transparency about working conditions, more accountability from showrunners, and fewer stories about chaos that overshadow the work. Rolling Stone's reporting around the Idol hit a nerve because it suggested a pattern, not an anomaly. If Euphoria returns with discipline, it can reframe that narrative and remind audiences why the show became a phenomenon in the first place. The craft, the performances, and a point of view that felt original in the HBO lineup. Zendaya is, by any measure, one of the defining talents of her generation. Sydney Sweeney is one of the defining breakouts. HBO wants and needs both of them front and center for Euphoria Season 3. Whether they share a step and repeat is less important than whether the season delivers for viewers. Tighter scripts, intentional direction, and a set culture that reflects what audiences now demand from premium television. The last word belongs to pragmatism. A successful Euphoria Season 3 will be built on 4 pillars: a locked script, a safe and professional set, a clean press strategy, and a release window that doesn't move. The rest, the rumor cycles, the blind items, the social media archaeology, will fade if the work is undeniable. What would you like to see from Euphoria when it returns? More from Rue's recovery arc? A deeper dive into Cassie and Maddie's fallout? A reset that shifts the show's tone after 2 years away? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. Los Angeles, London, New York, Sydney, Toronto, because this is a global HBO series with a global audience. We'll continue to track Euphoria Season 3 production news, official HBO announcements, and confirmed statements from the cast and creative team. When there's verified information, filming start, first look, trailer drop, release date, you'll see it here. Until then, filter the headlines with a simple rule. If it isn't on the record, it's still in the rumor column.